Today is March the 24th, 2021. This is the Service Hero Show. 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. My name is Tamara Hunter and I am your host. This is the show where we share inspiring stories of those that are inspiring others. So let's do this. Today, we have a nominated service hero, someone that is making a difference throughout the world, a woman that has a story that will inspire you, a woman that has showed up to her life, and in doing so, she has inspired other women to do exactly the same. And I know that in this hour, you will all decide that yes, indeed, Robbie Motter is a service hero. However, I am not the one that is going to introduce her to you. The person that nominated her is another friend too. So here we go.
Hello everyone, this is Carl Wilson with CD Wilson Events. I just want to say a couple of things. There's a good friend of mine, her name is Robbie Motter. I've been knowing Robbie for quite a while now. And just phenomenal woman, supported woman, my mentor. But I will say this, coming out to California 35 years ago, yes, I know I sound country, but anyway, it comes out every once in a while. I came out here with dreams. I pretty much conquered all my dreams, but also I wanted to meet the right people out here in California, also from Louisiana, being a Southerner. I met some good, I met some bad. But one of the most important people that I have met is Robbie Motter. She's been with me since day one of the 2018 All Women Rock Conference. That was a huge success, and Robbie was there in her beautiful red with her entourage of GSFE, NAEP organization at the time, a group of women that were spectacular and phenomenal. And over the years, she's supported me at all my events. My awards presenter, just phenomenal. Robbie does not give up on people that she knows have talent, cares about women empowerment, and supports her as well. So Robbie, thank you so much for all you do for CD Wilson Events, Dr. Carl D. Wilson Jr., and my team in the All Women Rock platform. You are a woman that rocks. I will continue to rock with you, and I tell everybody, like I always say in my postings, you are the champion amongst women. You deserve all that comes to you in life, and I'm always going to be here for you 100%. Congratulations on all your success with GSFE. I've been following, and we'll just keep rocking together like we always have, and you're one of my closest friends in the world. Other than business, you are a friend, you are a family. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Tamara Hunter's Service Hero Show. Celebrate success through service. Today, Tamara welcomes an incredible soul, Miss Robbie Motter. Robbie is the founder and CEO of the Global Society for Female Entrepreneurs. Life is about showing up, and Robbie has shown up in such an amazing way, not only for herself, but for these women in her global society, which she created. Robbie, I want to welcome you to the show. I want to wish you and Tamara an amazing show, and I know we are in for a real treat. So my dear friend, I am so happy to introduce you to the Service Hero Show. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Wow.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so honored and I'm blown away of what has been presented so far. It was a big surprise.
Well, that's the idea. Yeah. This show is all about honoring the person or those that are on the show as service heroes. What is a service hero? Well, it can be anyone. It can be someone that showed up at a moment in time and did what could be considered a random act of kindness, something very small. Yet, to that person, it was service that was needed. Your idea, your book, your philosophy of showing up, that right there is a service hero trait, because how can you serve another if you don't show up? Every single thing about you is service hero material. And guys, we have just started. So I want to say thank you for everyone for being here. And as you are, please let us know. We would love to see your comments, and to let you also know is if you want to share comments, you need to go to the YouTube page to our channel. That is the Service Hero Show. You can find it, and then go to the live show, and then you can comment there, unless you're one of my friends. Other shows, you can definitely watch us live and comment. However, we may not see it while it is live. Just want everybody to know. Good afternoon, Andrea. So let's talk. You have quite a story. And as I have been following you, I have known only a small part of it. As I started doing some of the research for this show, I truthfully was blown away. I will tell you. And I just kept thinking, your story is one that we need to be sharing and sharing again and sharing again, because you have so many different nuggets from different parts of your life that you have basically shown up and found a way, blazed a way, made a way to not only win, if you will. Some people will use that phrase, yet it was not about you. It was about the moment. It was about the others. It was about making a difference, right?
Right. It's been my passion forever, is to touch a life and make a difference and let them know that they're not alone, that no matter what they're going through, somebody's gone through it, and together we can get through it.
Absolutely. I found a clip that I want to be able to share some little segments from and then go into it, because I found it so real, so relevant, and it touched my heart in so many different ways. And I know that it's going to touch many others, because truthfully, your story is incredible, yet in so many ways, it's so relatable. Many of us have been there one way or another, not necessarily the same story, yet the way that you share is a way that we can say, okay, I get it. There's a nugget here. So we're going to share little clips, and then we're going to go and find the nuggets. Here's the first one.
I'm 83 years old, and I'm never retiring. Why? Because as a young child, I learned that I was in charge of me and my destiny. And my destiny is to be there for others. There were many foster homes. I don't really remember my childhood much. I know that I never had any toys or gifts or any hugs or even was loved. I do remember I had a little German shepherd named Sandy. She followed me everywhere, and she loved me. And I talked to her, and I loved her.
You start out right there in the very first. 83 years old.
Well, now I'm 85.
85 years old. And I absolutely love that you get up there and you got that little, like, kind of like, okay, let's do this. I'm, and at the time, 83 years old, and I'm never retiring. Boom, mic drop almost right there. Yet then you go in to your story immediately. I would think that in that room, there was probably not a dry tear, dry eye, that the tears were flowing right off the bat to think, okay, wow, that's sad. However, I love your delivery. Kind of like, okay, yeah, these are the facts, guys. These are the facts. Sandy sounds like Sandy was pretty cool.
Right. That was my love. I mean, sometimes you just have to find somebody that cares about you. And I'm still a lover of dogs. I have 2 dogs. I have Majesty and Cuddles, and they're my love.
You were in multiple foster care homes.
Right.
What age were you when you went into the system?
Well, I went in from very young.
Okay.
For some reason my mother didn't want me, but there were times that I went back with her and then back in homes. So it was but I was on my own at 14. I left at 14 and got my first job in San Francisco with actually Levi Strauss, who's still around.
Yes, we actually have a clip to share there. I love this. We're going to go into this because I absolutely love this clip. Let me just grab it real quick. Okay, here we go.
I learned it at early life, which taught me that to always never forget about the negative stuff. Forget the negative, remember the positive, and be thankful every day for what you do have. When I was 14 years old, I was on a Greyhound bus heading for San Francisco for a job interview. I had nylons on. I was dressed very professional because, back in those days, you had to have nylons. I had on black heels, black gloves, a black hat, a gray suit, and a pink blouse. I was scared to death, but I realized that this was the beginning for me to get out of the foster care living. And I also knew that I would have to lie about my age in order to be considered. I was hired on the spot at a little company called Levi Strauss.
There's probably some people that are saying 14, how did you get away with that? Nowadays, it's a whole different hiring process out there.
It really is. Well, I guess they believed in me and saw that I was the person that would do a job, and I would go in, even after I got hired, I would go in early every day to learn everything in the office. And, and then from there, other jobs came my way and other careers and other areas. And it was the start of my life, of my business life.
And I'm picturing this. Okay, I'm a very picture-oriented person. And you kind of gave it up in the speech that I'm taking from, which, let's go into that. Sue Talk. That's like a TEDx or a TED Talk, isn't it?
It is. And let me just tell you, I'm always telling people they need to show up. And I've spoken on stages with as many as 10,000, but putting the 13 minutes together was like, there were so many times I wanted to quit, but in my own brain, I would say, you keep telling everybody they can't quit, so you've got to do it. And it was so funny when we did the lighting, how you do the sound check and the lighting, I couldn't even remember the title. And I thought, oh my God, I've been rehearsing and sleeping with earphones. But the minute everybody was in the room and lights were on, it came back to me.
And so this was done in Orange County, California, right? And Sue Talks, is that a national or an international platform?
They're now doing things national because of the COVID. They saw that they could go global. It's Michelle Bergquist is the gal who started it, and she actually is also has the Connected Women of Influence, but she also is a member of my GSFE as well. And she was after me a lot ever since she started to talk to do it. And I always said no. But she cornered me and I said yes.
And you had to memorize your speech, didn't you?
Yeah, you can have no props, no notes, nothing. And I've never memorized anything in my life.
So you never say never, in other words, right?
And I'm glad I did it. I don't know if I'd want to do it again, but I did it.
All right. So I'm going to bring up the last one of these three, and then we're going to put this all together.
And I remember one particular woman, I asked her for some help. And she looked at me and she said, I do not have time to teach you anything or any woman. Wow, that blew me away. I could not believe that she was not there to share anything with me or any woman. It was on that day that I made a decision to spend the rest of my life, that whatever I learned, that I would share with other women. I would be their cheerleader. I would help them. If I met somebody that I felt would open their career, I would introduce them to those women. And in addition, it's always been my passion to teach them that it's always about showing up and asking, and it also isn't about them. It's about how they step out and touch other lives.
So you decided to start a global organization, be a global influencer, and to be that, keep that commitment that you made to yourself when you went to this one woman that in her choice, she said, nope, I'm not the one. However, thank goodness you asked that woman for some assistance, because now you have started a global group, you are a global influencer, a woman. This is Celebrate Women's History Month. And you definitely have been out there making a difference for women for a good balance of time. And you have a huge network of women that are out there helping each other to make a difference. I want to, number one, say thank you.
I originally started, I was with NAFI for 29 years as their global coordinator, overseeing their networks across the country. And I formed the nonprofit in 2017. And then after the COVID, we've then brought the networks into GSFE because NAFI is no longer doing networks or doing a membership. So we were doing events and the conference every year under GSFE, but in 2020 is when we actually brought the networks to GSFE.
Wow. So that makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. And so you had the platform ready to go. You had been serving for decades and serving and giving of yourself, like you had made that commitment because of that one experience, and then others in your life. Of course, it's a lifelong experience. Yet then now you're affecting people. I mean, when you go on, guys, go on to any of her social media network, and you look, you can see this meetup, that meetup, this group, that group, people all over that are giving valuable information and are touching lives. How does that feel?
Well, I think it's wonderful because it means that we can help more women. We can put more women together. And see, I don't believe women compete. I believe we collaborate. And when we can collaborate with each other, we can do so much more.
Absolutely. And we have many that are here showing up. And I want to say thank you. Andrea, like, for example, Andrea in New York, she is helping so many women. That's her mission, to help many women and those mothers, if you will, that have special needs kids that need some help and guidance and lifting them up. We have others that are here. We have Michelle Mraz, that she is helping ladies and women and men and throughout the world, and has now a show dedicated to do exactly that. We have, of course, Caroline, who you've met, out of Canada. We have so many different people that are out there inspiring other women, other men too. I mean, and you've got Carl Wilson of All Women Rock that nominated you, and you have made a huge difference as a mentor to him, because you mentor others also, don't you?
I do. And what Carl has done for me is also allowed me the opportunity to nominate a lot of the women that I know for all of his amazing awards. And, sometimes it's amazing. People don't do things for awards, but people somehow look at them differently when they've gotten an award. One woman I know that I nominated, she is doing amazing things with women, and nobody ever nominated her in the 10 years she was doing something. So it was really a joy to know that because I could nominate her for one of Carl's awards, it touched her heart so much, because that's what it's about. Bringing people together, recognizing them, like the woman in New York, for the great work she's doing with the children and everybody, because sometimes they work so hard and nobody even acknowledges them. So it's my way of saying, when I can help somebody or acknowledge them or connect them with the right person that's going to move them forward, I just love doing that.
Well, and you know what? And they love you for it. Here's another one that does.
My name is Rosalind Khan, and I am a member of Global Society of Female Executives. And I just wanted to do this quick video to just give my huge amount of gratitude to Miss Robbie Motter, who's been a huge influence in my life. And I just love what she does to help all women succeed in their life, and giving me the opportunity to get on so many opportunities to get on speaking stages for wonderful recognition of the Kindness Award from the President of the United States, and all those beautiful certificates. Whatever you need, whatever your dream is, Robbie is a person who's certainly to help you make those dreams come true. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, it was truly an honor to be in her best-selling book, Stand Out and Show Up by Miss Robbie Motter. Thanks for all you do in the world. Gratitude beyond words, and namaste.
And so you decided to put together a book also in regards to the philosophy that has really been your personal motto, if you will, about showing up. It's all about showing up. And you brought in other women with you to show up and allow them to share their story and the power of asking. Many times, and I will say, it can be generational, and you can speak to this. And that's what I really absolutely am thrilled about, the fact that in your suit talk, you go out there right out and out of the gate. Hey, I'm 83 at the time, 85 today. And you know what? I'm showing up. I'm going to tell my story. And many people, when, and the reason that I wanted to pull this all together is really when you were talking about even the hat, the gloves, the nylons, you painted the picture of what you were wearing when you were 14 years old, when you were on that bus going to San Francisco to get your job at that little company called Levi Strauss and starting in the payroll department. And anybody, you guys need to watch this talk, because she goes into detail of what a PBX system's all about, and the little holes, and you take the little thing and you put it in there, and be careful where you put it, because you may have the wrong people talking to each other. I mean, things like this, that can be considered generational. We were told, many of certain generations, to basically be quiet. That's what good girls do. I was brought up in a very wonderful environment where I was taught to be philanthropic and everything. And we were in girl organizations and such. But what were you taught? The rule of order. Wait until you're spoken to or called upon, and those type of things. There's a time and place for all of it. Yet, too many kind of got messages from some of that. And, oh, well, then that means I need to shut my mouth. I'm not allowed to show up and say something. I'm not even allowed to ask for what I want. And you're out there saying, there's a time and place for all of this, right?
Absolutely. I had a hard time asking, but somebody once said to me that, Robbie, you get such a pleasure when you ask to help someone. Why are you not letting us help you? Are you being selfish? And I thought about that, and I thought, no, I love the pleasure, but I'm not giving them that pleasure. So, when you look at it from that aspect, and I just heard Sharon Lecter, and she said another way of looking at the word ask is you're showing respect, a sign of respect to the people you ask, because you really admire what they're doing. They have the knowledge, they can help you. So you're showing respect. So that's another way to look at it. I love that because women do have a hard time in asking. I did, but I don't anymore. I mean, I could always ask for everybody else, but I would never ask for myself. And I remember at one of my meetings, somebody said to me, Robbie, you were always telling us to ask for how we can help you be helped or whatever. So what can we, and I said, okay, I want a little white Maltese female spaded. 2 days later, one of my members called me. She said, I'm going through a divorce and I have that dog. And she's yours. And guess what? I have her 11 years now. Her name is Majesty.
That is what we've been talking about within our program as the power of intention, the power of our words, the power of showing up. And then, of course, now you're translating that into such a beautiful story that we can remember in the power of asking. That is a powerful story for anybody because, people can say, oh, you're showing up. And if you're a businesswoman, oh, well, then, the power of asking, is it all about yourself or is it about others or does it even matter? Well, I believe in this scenario that you just gave us about this beautiful dog and the fact that that's what you were looking for. And the fact that I'm sure this woman that was able to, this loving dog, I'm sure, to say, what am I going to do? I can't keep this dog. I want this dog to go to a loving home. And here, because you stood up, you spoke your intention, you spoke your heart, the power of the asking, and this dog, in the end, all three of you, it touched all three of you in such a beautiful way. That, going back to Sharon Lecter, I love her messages, amazing story in her life. And if you don't know who she is, please look her up. You can hear from what she's saying, the wisdom of the respect. And that's so true. Many times those that they talk about it top down, right? Your business, you've been in business for a number of years throughout the United States. You everywhere from Hawaii to our the government to, New York to a lot of variety of places, of course, starting in San Francisco. You've been all over the U.S. You've affected people throughout the world.
Right.
Your story right now in the power of asking and the respect, when people understand what top down means, the people at the top want to hear from. It's like what you were talking about. in your stories and in your words so much, always take someone with you, right? There's
Absolutely.
people at the top, and yet sometimes when those that are looking for that help, they're intimidated sometimes. What would you say? Because you have definitely been there in all of those scenarios. What would you say to those people right now that are listening to you saying, wow, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this?
I think you have to remember that those at the top, somebody helped them get there. And a majority of them do remember that, but there's some that do forget. And I would say that if you ask somebody and they don't respond, just remind yourself that they don't know about this great wisdom and ask somebody else.
I love that. I love that. In fact, may I piggyback off of that
Absolutely.
with something? And that is, when you feel inspired to ask and show up and ask, there is beauty in those, if you will, sometimes that someone may say, oh, I was just rejected. There's beauty in that rejection, in that you keep showing up. You are not allowing that rejection to define you. It's not really truly even a rejection, because you never know what seed has been planted with that person that possibly at that moment in time wasn't able to help. However, possibly will remember and later even double back to you. And so there's a lot of wisdom and planting of the seeds that take place when you continue. However, never give up. And that's part of your message in continuing to show up and not giving up that person that is going to feel like, whoa, I was looking for you. Because oftentimes they are, aren't they?
They are. I always say that showing up is like a treasure map. You never know what treasure you're going to find. And whenever I show up, there is always a treasure. And I don't care if there's only two people. Somebody, it's just I think the people that need to be wherever you're showing up are the people that are there. So never remind yourself, oh, I'm not going if they're not big numbers. Big numbers don't matter. It's the quality of the people that are there. And you just never know what was going to happen. I'll just share one quick incident. On Sunday, I went to support a friend of mine who always performs whenever I'm doing an event, and I ask him. His name is Joel Reese. I met him 17 years ago. He was performing in Nashville, and he lives in Temecula now, and he's fabulous. Well, he's involved in a new speakeasy, and they were doing a test that night. On Thursday nights, they have open night. So I thought, I'm going to support him. And so he told me how to get there. It's not open to the public. You have to have a password. So when I got there, the place is so beautiful. There's an entrance, beautiful entrance, and then there's the little room you go in that's like the speakeasy. And in my brain, the members, all my 46 authors, have been wanting to get together so that everybody can sign each other's book. And I said to myself, this is the place. And he introduced me to the owner. And I asked the owner if he would donate the space to me for one Sunday afternoon so that I could invite all my authors to sign the book. He said, absolutely. Absolutely. What Sunday do you want? He called over the man he's got handling, and he said, talk to her, see what day she wants, and put it together.
Showing up.
And
asking. Absolutely. And sharing that what comes around goes around, because you're giving all the time, you're giving opportunity, you're doing so much for so many. And when here's something, because of the day and age we've been in, and it's time now to start, showing up again and being able to get back out there. Certain areas are opening up. It's exciting. And we want to revitalize our locations. We want to revitalize the businesses out there. We want to support them, and they want to support us. We just have to ask. And not quite sure, Shannon, I want to make sure that we get your question. What are you talking about? And wanted to make sure that we are not leaving anybody behind here, because that's not what we do. And love you Lori Whitney, is to share that what we're doing right now is we're talking about in the business environment. You have what's called the executives. They're the top down, the president, the CEOs, the vice presidents, whatever the level of executive within a company that would be appropriate for someone to mentor under, have questions of, want to know how they got to that place in their life. And that's what we're sharing right here. I absolutely love it. Also, you have been recognized, and then of course you recognize other, but you've been recognized in many different ways because of your community service, right?
Absolutely, yes. And I'm always happy for that. That you're recognized by the people that you're serving. It's nice to know that. But we don't do it for that reason. I mean, it's wonderful to receive it, but I think sometimes it just makes you want to do more. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're not doing enough, or you hear somebody doing something, oh my gosh, I'm not doing enough.
I have a clip of you talking about some of the things you've been doing in your backyard, your community, and we're going to watch it. Now, there's a little bit of background noise, guys. Just live with it. Pretend like you're in a big crowd right now. Remember those days, wink, wink, when we used to be, we're going to be again. So here's kind of like a preview of what it's going to be like when we get out there a lot again.
Hello, I'm Michelle Rivas with Menifee Buzz and Media on Location, and I am with
Robbie Motter.
So nice to meet you. And what do you do around the community? Tell me about your businesses or clubs that you work with.
I'm the national global coordinator for NAFE, the National Association of Female Executives, which is the largest women's group in the world. We're 43 years old, and we have networks that meet here in Menifee and all over Southern California. I'm also on the board of the Temecula Valley Symphony, which 80% of our guests they come to the symphony every month, come from the Menifee area. I'm also a member of the new Menifee Valley Lions Club, and I'm a former president of the GSFE Menifee Sun City Women's Club. I've lived in Menifee 25 years.
That's amazing. So you've really seen the city grow, and you're a very involved citizen of the community. So I just wanted to ask you, what developments are you most excited about? They're building a Forever 21, Buffalo Wild Wings, a cinema. Which one are you most excited about?
I'm excited about the movie that's going to come. So we don't have. I like the idea of keeping the dollars in Menifee, and I think we have a fabulous city council, city hall, and the people who live here are amazing, and that's why everybody's moving, and that's why they say it's the best place to live. We have beautiful parks. We have beautiful eating, and we're going to have more eating establishments, so whatever your choice is, there's some place to choose. The main thing is shop Menifee. Let's keep the money here.
Yeah, that is true. And the progress is unbelievable, but what other progress would you like to see, like recreationally or anything else? Like, what would you like to see come in?
Well, I think we need a big hotel, because I do a huge women's conference every year. I just finished it. It was done here at Menifee Lakes Country Club. We had over 100 women. That's my 4th year of doing it. I'd like to see another venue where I could do the event with the stage and a ballroom and keep it without having to leave Menifee.
And last but not least, what do you think how does Menifee differentiate from the other surrounding cities like Paris, like Yellowstone, or Temecula? What makes it special, so to speak?
Well, if you have children, we have a great school district, the parks, the fact that all ages come together. I like that. I'm 80, and I don't like to just be around seniors. I want to be around all ages. It keeps me young.
Thank you so much, Robbie Motter. And
you were just recognized not long ago for another award, weren't you?
Yes, I was. Sun City. Yes.
Which anybody that doesn't know, you're talking my inland empire, so this is my neck of the woods too. And we're all kind of somewhat close to each other. And to continually be getting these community awards, it shows that you're working in your backyard, you're serving in your backyard, you're promoting your backyard, and you are also, in doing so, it's a domino effect. You then are affecting all these other women and men, mentoring those that you're mentoring, inspiring all of us to then throughout the world, because of a global program, that we can serve in our backyard, and thus we can serve each other, and then we can be global. It is an incredible example and model that you right now are out there inspiring so many, and to give back to in our own backyard, to be there for the business owner. Right now is a period of time that a lot of business owners have really been struggling, and some are having a hard time even coming back to open up their doors. Some are just barely holding on, really kind of like holding their breath. Are they going to come back? Because I can maybe hold on this much longer. What would you say to those people right now out there listening to this show, watching this show, about their communities?
Well, I think it's really great to get involved in your community, to learn about your community. It's a great feeling when you walk in and somebody knows your name and welcomes you. In fact, I used to live in Northern California and before I moved here, and maybe 5 years, and I've been here a long time. 5 years ago, I went back to the community I lived in, walked into cleaners, and the woman still knew my name. And I thought, oh my God, that is amazing. I mean, to me, when you're involved in a community, you build your brand locally, and then you can take it anywhere. So one of the things you want to do is first think local, but then also think global.
I love it. I love it. I love it. One other thing that you really, and I really put it out there with this show, is that you are a woman of influence. Absolutely. You are someone, a role model for many. You're a mentor to many. You're a coach. You have the experience. You've been there. We've made that case in that you share. And I want to say thank you for being so authentic and sharing your experience as a child, sharing your experience. And in the story, I didn't clip it. However, it really touched me in that here you have been touching so many people's lives, yet when you were there and you served your mother in the last days of her life, the mother that you went back and forth, and after she passed, your stepfather gave you something, and you flipped through those pages, and it deeply touched me in that you didn't find something that possibly you were looking for, right?
Right. There wasn't a picture of me in any of my mother's, and the photo albums went back to 1935, and I was born in 1936. There wasn't one photo of me in any of the albums. And I remember a friend was with me and she couldn't believe it, and I couldn't believe it. I thought I would, because I have no pictures of me as a child or know much about my life as a child. I know it was okay because it made me stronger, made me the person I am today. So your past has nothing to do with your future. You're totally in charge of where you're going. Your destiny is up to you. So people that always say, oh, I can't do it because of this. Well, that's just an excuse. You can do anything.
And you shared in a very concise way. I love this. And I'm actually going to be writing some of your phrases on my whiteboards to be remembering them every single day, because you did it in such a concise, beautiful way for all of us. Guys, get your notebooks out, get your pen and paper, write it down, share this, because this clip right here is something that it's full of nuggets. And I'd love to hear what you pick up on it.
What does it mean to be a woman of influence? I think she is a woman who is always honest, trustworthy, ethical, and moral. She lives outside her comfort zone and gently nudges others to step out of their comfort zone, and also is a mentor to others. She is intentional about personal growth and development and shares what she learns with others. She creates passion in others. She identifies the obstacles that hinder growth and success. She listens and is open to new ideas. What does it mean to be a champion of women? I think it means being able to uplift women and not compete, and mentor them if needed, and take time to listen. It also means building long-lasting relationships to help them form collaboration with others. It also means to encourage them to dream big, to step out of their comfort zones and recognize them for jobs well done. She always knows that it's not about her, but how she touches others' lives. And she offers encouragement and that they should never give up, as nothing is impossible, just to follow their passion.
You have been an influencer and have mentored, or in one way or another been in management with and over, if you will. How many people do you think throughout your professional career and retirement, ever since you started at 14, what would you say? Thousands, hundreds of thousands?
Oh, I would say 20,000 plus.
With the type of commitment that you have in your bones, if you will, your soul, of providing opportunities and being there to help them to find their better selves, correct?
Right. That's my passion. Every day I live it, 7 days a week. I tell people they can call me anytime. I don't have office hours, because sometime when somebody needs to talk to somebody, they need to talk to them then. So sometimes even from the East Coast, I might get a call at 2 a.m. I pick it up, I listen, and I go back to sleep. But I've been there for them. They know they're not alone.
I want to go there now. You've been there for them. They are not alone. You know that my passion and my purpose is all about helping people that have been affected by cancer, either the patient or those people that love and support them. You can relate to this, can't you?
Yes, I'm an 8-year breast cancer survivor.
And thank you for being so open about that. And so, buddies, she's one of us. You believe in being there for so many. So the mentoring, to helping, that they're not alone, that is the message that we share. How critically important do you believe that is, not only in business as an entrepreneurial professional woman? How important is that to have others around you when you are in a health situation, basically fighting for your life?
Oh, I think it's key, because it'll keep you from going down and being so depressed. If somebody's there, somebody you can talk to, somebody, maybe they haven't walked in your shoes, but they're there to listen. Sometimes it's just a matter of somebody there to care and listen, so that you feel like you're not there alone.
Yeah. I'm going to share a clip right now, and I had shared with Robbie I was going to, and so that she can see. And for all of you that are out there that may not know about the organization that I'm talking about, cb4l.org, you will. Here we go.
Life is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been showing that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. We'll match you with the perfect buddy. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
We're offering you a free membership, so please sign up today. Share this with your friends and family, and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a chemo buddy for life.
We are a buddies network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are chemo buddies for life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for Life.
Healing through connections.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. So what's next on the horizon for you? I see that you've got a big event coming up. Is that correct?
Yes, we have this is our annual conference, which of course we couldn't do last year because of COVID, but we have 8 dynamic speakers and 8 entertainers, and it's just a wonderful day of coming together and networking and learning from some of the best speakers and on topics that we can immediately put into our business or personal lives. A little shopping, continental breakfast and lunch, and just a fabulous, fabulous time.
And you're having this in the Lake Elsinore area, which is in the Southern California location, Inland Valley, right?
Yes, it's at the Links at Summerlee and Lake Elsinore. It's an all-day
event. And someday when Menifee has their large hotel, you'll be having one there, correct?
I'll bring it back to the area. But, it's very hard to find. And my big goal is to keep the costs down so that women that really need to be there. The quality that we bring together, any place else would be $500 or more for a ticket. But we're like $100.
So $100 for the day. Sorry to say on your words. Mm-hmm.
But if you're a member, you and another member can come for the $100.
Oh, so
we're giving back to our members, but you have to be one person would buy the ticket for $100 and bring another member along, and that other member would give them the $50. So they're coming for $50. Where can you go for an all-day speakers, lunch, continental breakfast, fun? In fact, last time we did it 2 years ago, it's supposed to end at 5:30. At 11:30, the girls were still dancing and having a great time.
I love it. Well, that speaks to not only the conference coordinators and those that put this on, and to let everyone know that's what you do too, right? You do put these on not only for yourself, but others, right?
Absolutely. Usually whenever we do one of these and whatever profits we make, we also give back to someone else that's doing great things. I mean, we keep some of the funds for us to continue our work with women, but we always give back. I mean, I've done many events, even in Menifee, our extravaganza events. One year we gave half the money to the Menifee Boys and Girls Club. Another year we gave it to the Lions Club because they were starting out. So it's not just about us. It's about how we can share. In fact, just this past Sunday, I was on a Zoom call with Dame Shelley Hunt, who has the Women of Global Change. She's also one of my members. And she was doing 10,000 meals for 10,000 families. So GSFE was able to donate not a big amount, but every little bit helps. Yes. And by the time the show was over, she accomplished the 10,000 meals for 10,000 families.
I love it. So if someone wants to join your organization, how do they go about that?
They can just go to our website, Global Society for Female Entrepreneurs.org. And at the very top, it says join. And we have Zoom, and we have live meetings, and we have networks in Menifee, Hemet, Riverside, Oceanside. We have one in Long Beach, South Orange County, San Fernando Valley, and we have also West Hollywood. And then we have on the first Thursday of every month, we have a Zoom at noon, which brings in a lot of our global. And then we have another one on the third Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And that brings in the Zoom. So they have a choice. A couple of our meetings are still on Zoom. That's Riverside and Hemet and San Fernando Valley and West Hollywood. They're still on Zoom, but they will be going eventually live. But the other 2 Zooms will always stay Zoom, and Riverside will always stay Zoom. So we'll always have 3 Zoom meetings a month forever that our global members can join, and then the rest of them will be live. And we have one of our
go ahead.
one of our people in Canada is actually she's coming in on, but she's going to actually start a network there.
Awesome. Okay, so Canada. So if someone wants to go on to some of the Zooms, but then also maybe go to some of the local meetings, they can do all of that?
Yes, you're as a member, you can go to any one of our meetings. We also have a monthly newsletter that's online, and our members have the opportunity to put a free ad. I also have a radio show called Diva Strategies for Success, and any of my members are welcome to come and be a guest on the show.
Love it. Okay.
And we may do another book next year. Now, the 46 co-authors that were in our book did not pay a dime to be in the book. We wanted their stories, and their stories are of never giving up, showing up, asking. They're really powerful stories. So that's the world, getting it out there to women, learn that showing up is very important. You have a marketing plan, you have a business plan, but you also should have a show up plan.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Guys, I told you, nuggets. Did you write that down? Business plan, marketing plan. You need a show up plan. That is right there. That's a nugget. That's a take home. That's a write it up on your whiteboard. Put it there on your mirror. Have a show up plan.
And one other thing I think is really important, you and I are sharers of opportunities, but so many people will look at it sometimes and they'll say, oh yeah, that sounds good. Maybe I'll do it. A good example was when I did the book. I sent the opportunity to all our members. 46 responded. When the book came out, many more said, oh, I saw it, I was going to do it. Forget the was going to do it. You need to take action. And you'll be happy you did. I mean, recently we sent out stuff about the big global where women could get honored globally, and many jumped on it. Many did not. So, you just got to stop thinking about things. Get out of that comfort zone and just do it.
I love it. Get out of the comfort zone and just do it. You have definitely been doing it for a period of time. And yes, thank you. Andrea will be joining. Awesome. Awesome. Great. And we need women to be showing up. We need men and women to be showing up. We need all of us to be showing up. And it's time to show up now because of the fact that there's no time like today. And like you said, you're there for others. You'll answer the call. You'll be there. We all need to be there. We need to be there for each other. I want to thank you for being the service hero that you are and for allowing us to honor you today and share your inspiring story, because you are truly inspiring others. We've seen it in this hour, and we will see it in many more days to come. Thank you.
I'm so honored to have been a guest today. Thank you. And I want to thank Dr. Carl Wilson for giving you my name so that I could be one of your guests.
Well, it's our pleasure. And this Friday, we're going to continue the Women History Month. We're going to be celebrating women on Friday. Come at noon Pacific, 3 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern. And I believe you're going to have many more nuggets and more to build upon today's show. See you then. Bye, everyone.
Bye now. Thank you.